What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Hope everybody's having a good day, enjoying life as best as you can. Don't forget to tell somebody you appreciate them today if you haven't done it already. Life is short. We want to give people their flowers while they're here and while we are here in a place to do so. I want to go back to a topic that I've touched on before about struggle love. I don't know what I'm going to title this one, but there has been a lot of comments on certain videos, and young men have reached out to let me know, which I knew, we're living in a day and a time where a lot of the modern women don't want what they call struggle love. They don't want to deal with a man that is quote unquote working his way up. They want one that's already there, already arrived, already got his act together. And I wanted to deal with that because, on one hand, it's easy to think, well, we have to start somewhere. If I had to go back in my life and start from the beginning again, that's what I would want. I would want somebody that would say, hey, I see where you're at. I'm willing to work with you from where you at. We can grow and build this thing together. Or I support you in what you're doing or whatever. And then for whatever that measure of success means, leads me to my next point. On the other hand, I am a father to a 21-year-old daughter. And I think to myself, if a man was interested in my daughter, and I'm not talking about just taking my daughter out on a date, whatever, she grown, all that. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about a real interest where he may be wanting to seek her hand in marriage, long-term relationship, some duty involved. I think to myself, just on a financial level, what kind of man would I want my daughter to have in terms of where is he in his journey? Do I want a man for my daughter that is just starting out and don't really have his own act together yet, and they have to kind of try to figure it out along the way? Is that what I want for my daughter? Knowing what I know about life, knowing what I know about bills, knowing what I know about society, knowing what I know about how you can have rent at $1,000 one year and it can go up to $1,300 and $1,400 the next year. When I first got divorced, I went and stayed in a not low income apartment. It was in a low income area. So my rent was about $700 a month. I mean, I knew I was good. Nobody was staying with me, so I was straight. I didn't have to be concerned too much about nobody else safety. When they remodeled, they came in, remodeled, took up some carpet, laid down new carpet, maybe changed out some dishwashers and stuff, changed some doorknobs, whatever. When that apartment came back on the market, they wanted $1,200 for it. In 30 days of work, they wanted $500 more a month than what they was asking for. So I understand that the times we live in, it's going to take money and it's going to take a plan. So do I want my daughter to be in a relationship where the man don't have his act together? That's what I want to talk about. To the fellas who feel that way, that women don't want to deal with them until they are successful, let me tell you what you need to focus on. You have to understand the nature of a woman. She's going to want security. There are some things that she's going to want you to have in place, a real woman, before she take you serious. You need, this is what you need to do. To my young man, this is what you need to do. You want a woman to take you serious. And I'm not talking about just dating somebody, going out for ice cream, candy. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about you really want a woman to take you serious. You really trying to go somewhere. This is what you need to focus on. Do you have your own place? What kind of neighborhood is it in? If you was like me and it's in a shady neighborhood, that's fine. You may be saving your money and doing other stuff. We with that. As long as you single, we understand. Do you have the capacity though, if y'all were to get together, to move to a nicer neighborhood? So are you in a nice neighborhood, or do you have the financial means to move to a nice neighborhood? I ain't talking about great. I ain't talking about it's got to be a gated community. I ain't talking about one where you got armed guards in the front. I ain't talking about that. I'm just talking about if she was to come home at night, would she feel safe alone? If she was to come home alone, would she feel safe in that neighborhood? When she lay down at night, do she feel, as much as you can in 2025, do she feel safe? Can you provide that on your own before you try to go invest in her? That's what women are going to look for. That's the security, for the most part, that women need. Is he able to help to take care of me? Not this. The real women, you're going to have women that's going to try to take advantage of it. I ain't talking about those. The real women want to know, I have somewhere to lay my head at night. He's taking care of business and making sure I'm taken care of. If you can provide a place and she see he got his own place in a nice neighborhood, managing his own bills, managing his debt, he's not outlandish with his money, you'll have a better chance. You'll have a better chance than just running around talking about nobody want to, and you ain't really got a plan. Like what you do? What you doing? What you do for work? You 25 years old. What you do for work? I work at Barnes and Noble. Barnes and Noble, yeah, 28 hours a week. 28 hours a week? What you make? I make $17 an hour. 28 hours a week. They pay some of my insurance. I get a little insurance out of it, not much, because I'm not full time. Nah, you can't work at it, and I'm just using them as an example. But you can't have a job like that and expect a woman to feel secure in what you talking about. Well, what is it that you want to do? Right? That's what she may ask. Or you tell it's just temporary. I got big plans. Okay, what's your big plan? I'm gonna be an engineer. Yeah, okay, you're gonna be an engineer. Are you in school? Do you have a degree? I ain't got the degree yet. You got a certificate? I ain't got that yet. Are you signed up for college? No, not yet. But no, no, no. Everything you saying is telling her, stay away from this dude until he get his act together. So you gotta have a plan. You gotta have a plan. I'm working at Barnes and Noble part-time now, because the other part of the time when I'm not at work, I'm studying to be an engineer. When I get my degree, it's going to take 4 years. I've been doing it for a year, so I got 3 years left. I've already talked to a company that said they will hire me and they're gonna start me out, starting pay. Let's just throw something out there, $120,000 a year. That's where I'm going. And then she gets to date you and watch your progression. Are you in school? Are you every time she texts you, you ain't go to class today. Every time she talk to you, you ain't turning the assignment at midnight. Now you gotta send an email to the teacher of the class, to the instructor, to see if you can get an extension on your homework assignment. That's not building the security that she needs as far as you being a man. A part of you being a man, you're saying, I know how and I will take care of business that will provide security for you. I'm not going to have you living on the streets. And that's what I would tell the dude that want to marry my daughter. That's what I would tell her. I'm not going to get in y'all business. I'll never get in y'all business. Don't let me find out you got my daughter living on the streets. Because if she had to come home, we only got room for one of y'all. I don't care how many rooms I got in my house at the time. That's what I'm gonna tell them. If my baby girl have to call me and say, Daddy, I ain't got no place to stay, and we've been living in the car for 3 days. Y'all can live in the car. I'm gonna give you 3 days. I'm gonna give you, a couple hours. You got 72 hours to live in the car with my daughter. You get a little adventure out of it. Say y'all struggled a little bit. You had to go sleep in the Waffle House parking lot one night, all night Walmart another night. I understand that. Life ain't always gonna. But after that, she got to call me for real, cause no. When she come back to me, there's only got room for one. So anyway, I just wanted to help some of the fellas out, some of the soldiers out here. I understand that we're living in a time where modern women they're not fooling with it. They want a man to come already complete, but there's a reason why. Because their nature says we want security. And if you cannot produce that, or at least tell them the plan of how you're going to accomplish that in a way that they can believe what you're saying because you're a man of action, then you're not going to get that woman. Period. You're not going to get that one. So anyway, tell me what y'all think. Get in the comments. Talk to me. Anybody been there? And let's talk about it and conversate about it in the comments. Y'all be good.